4 games down and 4 wins in the books for the Bourne Braves. They topped the Harwich Mariners tonight by a final of 4-1. The excitement couldn't be higher here in this Postgame Tomahawk Talk. Christoforo, Daniel Coates, and Reeves Jackson. We've had fun on these all season long because the Braves are 4-1 as they turn the music up to, make it harder for us to record this. But, the Bravos, they get out to that early start, Daniel. 3 runs in the 3rd inning. And then this offense, they kind of slowed down after that. But how big was it to put that crooked number on the scoreboard so early?
It's huge to get that number. One run is one thing, 2 is another. 3, it's a substantial lead, and that's what kept the Harwich Mariners at bay the entire game. I can't say enough about the Tanner Schobel 9-1 going up to Lampy. I think that's an incredible move by Harvey Shapiro to get a guy like Tanner Schobel, who got on base twice. I don't think he had any hits today, but he's effective. He can get on base, and then all of a sudden, Joe Lampy, who is going to put it out and play, going to make contact. They're the catalyst for this entire lineup, and I think that's crucial. Obviously, Colton Bender, like we were talking about, had that funky play just down here, down the 3rd base line. It stayed on the chalk. He chopped it shallow down the 3rd base line and got the RBI. I was happy to see that Colby Thomas got a hit. So all around, another great offensive performance. And you can't say, and I'm sure you'll talk about Sansone, but can't say enough about how the offense is producing.
Yeah, the offense put up 3 runs, and that was quite frankly enough, Reeves, because the pitching staff once again was stellar. Michael Sansone, the highlight of that. 4 scoreless innings out of the bullpen, just the 2 hits, and one of them was a little bleeder that kind of fell between the cracks. What can you say about the lefty's performance tonight?
Yeah, Hunter Olin obviously he started the game and he pitched well. He led up the home run to the 9-0 hitter for Harwich, but and then Michael Sansone from Fairfield, the lefty coming in. Daniel and I talked about it on the air, a string of 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" pitchers. Then Michael Sansone, 5'8", but he carries himself with a big presence out there on the mound. 4 innings, scoreless innings, and they were huge out of relief for Bourne to keep Harwich at bay, as you mentioned, Daniel. Just 1 run on the board, and it was by our starter only tonight. But Michael Sansone was fantastic. We turn it over to Tristan Vreeling, who was really pumping up the radar gun tonight, reaching 95 on a strikeout, and then Eric Adler was also at 95. Impressive in the save tonight for the Braves. So I was telling Daniel, just from an overall perspective, for the Braves defensively at the plate, on the pitching mound, you could not have asked for a better start to the season from everyone in a combined effort.
No, you couldn't. It was a great win, a sweep of the 4-game road trip. Two of those games coming against opponents here in the Eastern Division. But Daniel, I'm going to go back to you. If there was one negative in this game, it was the Braves left a lot of runners on base in scoring position, right? There was a couple of times where the Braves had runners at 3rd base with less than 1 out. Or less than 2 outs. I think it happened twice, and none of those runs came in. What can those guys do to, kind of make sure they get those extra insurance runs on the board? It didn't matter tonight because the pitching staffs pitched so well, but you can't guarantee that every night.
No, you can't. And we were talking earlier. Reggie Crawford left a few guys on base at the beginning, or the first game of the season, I should say. It's been something that they need to work on. It's not necessarily a huge problem right now because they're in the win column clearly right now, but it's situational hitting again. It's knowing what the position is and what the situation that you're in is, and just getting the bat on the ball, just making the defense make a play. We saw out there's a couple really funky plays going on. We saw the player at 3rd for the Harwich Mariners pick it up. It was still on the chalk. You just get it out there. You make the defense make a play. There's really not much else to say that other than, they need to produce when that happens. Yeah. But I was happy with how they did it. They obviously, it didn't hurt them tonight that they weren't producing, but guys at the top of the order, just when they're in that position, they need to get the bat on the ball.
Yeah, they do, and if that's one thing to work on, Reeves, hitting with runners in scoring position, give me something else the Braves can build off of from this win going forward.
Well, I think that Daniel hit the nail on the head. Obviously, outside of hitting with runners in scoring position, just continuing to limit the errors defensively. Bourne's made at least an error, I believe, in every single game, maybe except with the exception of one. But errors can pile up in a hurry, and obviously Bourne's defense, for the most part, has done a tremendous job. Don't get me wrong, but just some of those errors can be costly, especially with 2 outs. We almost had one go back to bite us tonight, but a nice play by Tanner Schobel on a Josh Moylan play that got by him, and Schobel made an excellent strike over to 3rd, and Goodwin tagged the runner out, which saved what potentially could have been a run. It was after an error by Moylan with 2 outs on a throw over to 1st. So just cleaning up a few defensive miscues, but for the most part, I cannot say enough good things about how well the defense has performed all season.
Absolutely.
You really can't say enough good things about how this Braves team has started, and that is 4-0 on the season. They improved to that number with a 4-1 win tonight in Harwich against the Mariners. Up next for Bourne is a date with the Wareham Gateman back home at Doran Park tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Should be a fun one from Upper Cape Tech. But until then, as always, go Braves.